Okay, this is Ed Titus 2, also known as Edwin Nettles. As you can see, I have my thrustmaster wheel 300R. You see my pedals, see my shifter, you see my handbrake. Okay, what I want to discuss is this. You can also play it in classic video games. And what I found having a problem with, and most people I see online having a problem with, which it took me all night to figure this out because I couldn't find it nowhere. Nobody had the answers. So, Daytona 2, Supermodel 3, you have to put the inputs in the config folder. You can't go inside the thing and press a button and it'll recognize your paddle shifters, your pedals, your wheel, etc., your handbrake, your shifter. It's not going to do that. You have to literally write it out. So this is how I figured out how to fix the situation. So let's go over to the screen. All right, so first of all, let me go over here. You're going to have to map out every control you have before you even go over to your config thing, because you're going to need to know your button layout, which joystick is configured to your wheel. Like in my case, I have the arcade set up, then I have my Xbox controllers set up, then I have my Wii controllers that go in there, and I have my wheel, shifter, handbrake. You got to figure out, is it Joy 1, Joy 2, Joy 3, Joy 4, etc. Map all of that out. Map out what you want the buttons to do, so forth and so forth. Even the pedal, the shifter, the wheel. You got to map all that out so that you don't have to keep running around looking for it. Once you figure that out, then you go to the config. Let's go back over here. Then you can go to the config and you can literally map out what you want. Now in Supermodel 3, this part right here from the steering wheel all the way down to the handbrake is for racing games only. Okay, so let's go back over here. I figured out all of this, the steering wheel, all the way down till I got to, all this got figured out. Then I got to where it says input brake. And then you got to where your gas pedal is. Now, in most games, the main games, you can push the button and do that, but not in Supermodel 3 for Daytona 2, Rally Racing, etc. You know what racing games are in there. So this is how I figured out what the gas pedal was. I opened up my control panel for thrustmaster. And look what it says here. First of all, make sure it's at 0 because that's how it comes. You can switch it. I remember this is for something else. You can reverse the pedals or something. Because it was working, but the pedals, the brake was gas and the gas was brake. So you go into the screen, make sure it's on 0 because you want to make sure you don't want to have to keep going back in here for every game. You just want to do it in whatever racing game you play, whether it be on this or any other game, it all works the same. It says for the gas, RZ axis. For the brake, Y axis, and slider 0 for the clutch. Remember that. So for the brake, for me, it's brake equal Joy 3, Y axis. And then for the gas, RZ axis space negative. Now I had to put the negative because it was I think it was driving by itself without something there. So you put the negative in, and when you press down on the gas, it drives the way it's supposed to. So I'll say it again. And this is for thrustmaster's wheel. As you can see, this works. Because I know a lot of people get into this part and we get stuck. We can't figure out what to write in there. So this is the answer for everybody. I hope this helps a lot of people. This is Ed Titus 2. Well, let me show you that the game actually works. Now, I use this system to run my games, coinops. So let's turn on coinops. Start up coinops. I don't know if it, okay, it's not looking funny. It's okay. All right. Give it a little sound. Now for me, on my thrustmaster, make sure that red light is on. All right, so for me to enter on my wheel, I press paddle shifter, then I go into my favorites, push it twice. Okay, so go down to Daytona, because that's Sega model. As you can see, Daytona 1, Daytona 2. Press enter, which I do everything from the wheel. All right, starting up. Now, might not show normal. I changed the setting on my screen. I hope it doesn't do that. Yeah, it did. It's back out of here. Let me just make an adjustment. Hold on, bear with me for a second. I gotta make an adjustment. I'm sorry. This is live, people, just so you know. I wrote the letters up so you can see it better. I'm sorry about that. Let's go back and turn this back to normal. Okay, get out of that. Go back to Daytona. Arcade, we want arcade. Hit favorites. Go down to my racing game. Daytona. This is Daytona 2. Enter on my pad. All right, it's loading up. I also put the force feedback also in it as well. All right, let's do a thing. It's good. All right, so now that looks right. Hit the coin button.
Please select the race course.
Now, when you press the gas, it selects the race course.
Please select the level of the car.
When you press the gas, it selects the car.
Please choose manual or automatic.
You can go manual.
Manual. Gentlemen, start your engine.
Now, as you see the wheel spinning? Force feedback. It's there. Now, I'm going to just go back. Just to show you that the force feedback works. You see the wheel turning on its own. It's hitting. It's spinning out. All right. You see it moving. Okay. So, step on the gas. I got to turn this sucker around. All right. Now she's working. I can't turn. Get this sucker in first, second gear, third gear. As you can see, this thing is spinning out of control. Fourth gear. Hit the brake. All right, demonstration over. Well, just to show you that it worked. All right, it's airtight as 2. Thank you for watching. Hope this helps.